Okay, hi. So I've been thinking about filming a video for a couple months now. The last one I posted, and I'm looking right now, was from 6 months ago, which seems to have been December 17th, 2016, and it is currently July 16th, 2017. Holy shit, it's been almost exactly 7 months. That is so weird. Okay, but anyways, I've been thinking about making another video because I just out of nowhere kind of stopped making videos, which is a weird thing. It wasn't intentional, in case you're wondering. It was just kind of one of those things where I did not feel that YouTube was helping me progress as a person anymore. Back in the day, it was a really fun platform for me to explore my creativity, to explore travel vlogging and making, you know, advice videos and trying to help people and trying to do something positive with this social media platform, which was an incredible thing for me. I met so many amazing people through it, had so many cool experiences and adventures and memories and life experiences that I would never give up for anything. But I reached a point with YouTube where the way I evaluated it was as so. Basically, it's a platform that demands that you process life as it's happening. If something traumatic happens, if something important or life-changing happens, if something terrible happens, you are expected to film it, to film your response, to have something important to say, to have something coming out of it that you're thinking of, and how you're going to become a better person, and just kind of like basically evaluating life as it happens to you. But the thing with me is that I don't necessarily evaluate life as it's happening to me. I find that that's actually such a toxic thing for me to try to do, because by trying to immediately find the purpose in any pain or in any, you know, trial or hardship, by trying to immediately cope with it and by trying to immediately move past it, I completely miss out on this incredible middle part where I can become such a better person in my own time for exploring feelings of pain and hardship and whatever it is that's happening. So last summer, 2016 was actually, well, not just the summer, like the whole year of 2016 was actually an incredibly difficult year for me. I had a lot of like personal things I was going through, depression, anxiety, just, you know, feelings of not being a good enough person or reaching a certain level of success because I wasn't going to college and I wasn't doing all of these things that everyone else was doing. It just kind of exacerbated so many problems in my life to the point where my mental health was really getting bad and where I just did not feel like a person anymore. So having that awareness of everything that was happening internally and in my own personal life, in addition to having, you know, the need or the desire to explain everything that was happening as it was happening to a YouTube audience or through a video, was such an emotionally exhausting thing for me to do to myself. And if any of you are ever going through a difficult time, even if you're not on YouTube, if you're on Instagram or Tumblr or anything where you feel the need to be discussing and coping with these things as they're happening, I really advise you to not do so, because the moment that I stopped doing YouTube, and I really stopped doing Instagram for a while too, as well as Tumblr, the moment I stopped using social media was when I was actually able to cope with the things happening in my life, and I was actually able to begin healing and processing and kind of forming a new path, forging a new path forward in my life, with new friends and new experiences and a new living situation and all of those things. I was able to kind of move forward past the place that I was in and become a better person as a result of not trying to explain what was happening. All I was doing was looking for little opportunities to be happy, opportunities to get out of my comfort zone, opportunities to be with people that I love. And in the process of that, I actually started to heal and to, you know, create a new existence for myself that was separate from the version of myself that I associated with so many anxiety and depression, etc. issues. You know, I actually created a divide and started to become the new version of me, a better version of me, which was so incredible. So for any of you that have sent me messages on email or Tumblr or Instagram or even in the comment section of my YouTube videos asking why I stopped and why, you know, if I'm coming back and all of those things, that essentially is the reason, is that I needed to stop coping with things immediately and I needed to have months to cope privately with things that I was struggling with. And honestly, I have changed so much as a result of that. I've grown so much, evolved, become a better person as a result of just having time to be a person, making friends in my town, making friends that I work with, having new experiences, exploring identities that I had never explored before, and really disassociating myself from the person that I felt that I needed to be online and the person that I felt that people saw me as, and instead just becoming the version of myself that I really wanted to be and the version of myself that I envisioned for me. So of course there are too many life updates to go through in the past 7 months, but there are 2 different trips that I did, and if you follow me on Instagram or Tumblr, you would know about these probably. But I did 2 different month-long travel trips in the past 7 months. One of them was in February and March of this year, and then one was in June and July. I actually just got back a few days ago. So the one earlier this year was to the west coast of the United States. I went to Denver, Colorado, Sedona, Arizona, Hilo, Hawaii, which was amazing, and then also Seattle, Washington. And then I came back and I worked for a few more months, saved up more money, and then I just went on a trip to Europe. So I went to Berlin, Germany, and then Amsterdam, Netherlands, Paris, France, and then all over Italy, which was incredible, life-changing, hilarious experiences that I cannot even begin to go into. But I really, you know, with those 2 trips, obviously there was a lot of self-growth that I did in my hometown, at work, just in daily life, but those 2 trips, travel, I always say, it helps you to experience a really concentrated version of emotion and a very concentrated version of life, where you have really high highs and really low lows, and you're constantly forced to get out of your comfort zone, reevaluate who you are, reevaluate what you want, and those things are so incredible if you are or were in a period of listlessness and anxiety and depression, as I was. So earlier this year when I went on that trip to the West Coast and Hawaii, it was so incredible because even though I was starting to feel better emotionally as of January of 2017, there were still a lot of things that I needed to feel out. And on that trip, I really got to explore who I was out of the comfort zone of my home and my hometown and my workplace, and really get to know myself again. And I started to wish to have better mental health and to have social plans and to go out with people and have new experiences. And as soon as I got home from that trip, I really noticed a shift where I was implementing those things. I was asking people to hang out. I was starting social plans. I was meeting new people. I was going out of my comfort zone to hang out with new people. And all of those things led to such beautiful relationships that now I cherish so much. Like, I got to get so close to so many people that before I was either too afraid to, or I was just hesitant to, or whatever it was. Like, there are so many amazing people in my life now that were not before, and that's because after traveling earlier this year, I just decided that I'm so sick of thinking that I'm unworthy of good relationships and that I'm unworthy of good people. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm a good person, I deserve happiness, and I'm not going to start seeing changes in my life until I start really reaching out to the people that I think will add value to my life. So that trip was amazing in that regard. But then fast forwarding to the Europe trip that I just got back from, that trip was even more amazing because instead of just wishing to be this better version of myself and thinking about it, this trip I really started to notice that I was manifesting it. Like, I don't know, I really started to notice that this person that I've been wishing to become for a really long time, and all these qualities that I've been wishing for myself, I all of a sudden had and have. And I am this beautiful, amazing person as a result of the pain and growth of last year. And I am existing as this person now because instead of hiding from those problems, and instead of wishing my life away, and instead of just never coping with them, I took the time that I needed for myself to become a better version of myself. And now I honestly feel like I'm reaping all the rewards of that. And I know that sounds crazy, and it feels crazy, Because this time last year, 365 days ago, a year ago, I was literally so sad and it was so bad. And if you watch any of my old videos from this time last year, there is such an undertone of sadness and of misery and of just not being okay that I would never wish upon myself again. But that is inevitable when you suffer with mental health issues. But things are so much better now. So much better. And I hope that that is transferring through the camera. I hope that you can see that things are a lot better for me, because they really, really, really are so much better. There were so many instances where I was so petrified that I was being toxic to people that I thought it was easier to stop talking to them entirely. There were relationships that ended. There were so many changes that happened in my life and so many toxic things that I did to myself. And now I actually feel like I'm genuinely healing from those things. I'm speaking to people that I love again, and I'm really beginning to move forward and explore this creative side of myself again, and, you know, my queer identity, and getting involved in these new communities and getting to know people, and it's just like the most incredible thing. I have seen such a change in myself in the past 6 months since I've stopped doing YouTube, and I don't know, it's been such a beautiful thing. I have such an interest in coming back to this platform. I would love to make videos about like sexuality and being queer, and then also just again about self-love and self-growth and travel. All of these beautiful people that I have in my life now, like there are so many things that I would be so happy to share on this platform, or in the platform of a podcast, or whatever it ends up being, that I don't know, that I've grown with in the past 7 months. Like, I would love to share these things with you guys. But if you are curious about following me on a more personal level, or on a more consistent level, I do post a lot to my Instagram, which is PlantStrong, PLVNTSTRONG, and then also to my Tumblr under the same name, PlantStrong. I post a lot on those platforms, and I talk a lot about life, etc. So if you're interested in those things, then I would really recommend following me there. Honestly, there are so many things that I'm not getting into, and so many pieces of my life that I have not shared, but I really wanted to make an attempt at an explanation video of where I've been, and maybe jumpstart getting back into this platform. So this is for any of you who have been wondering where I've been. Here you go. Hi. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I don't know how many people are left on this platform, how many people are still checking, but thank you if you're still around. I really appreciate it. And life is so much better now than it was a year ago, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you for sticking around. You guys are great. And maybe you will see more from me in a little while. So thank you for watching. Maybe I'll see you soon. Maybe I will never see you again. That's awful. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you guys for watching if you did. And I would love to hear how you're doing in the comments down below. And yeah, bye.